Hey guys! So last week we just looked at how sperm works, right? And I just want to let us know that this is more like a continuation because we'll be looking at quality of sperm, looking at the quality and what actually should we look at when we talk about a sperm fertilizing an egg. So I understand that many people have the sex fetish, and one of the sex fetish that I have come to know about is the one that at penetration you don't want to ejaculate inside of this woman, and when you want to do the withdrawal method, you withdraw and then you pour the sperm or you pour the ejaculate. Or the ejaculate all over the lady. So I was actually going through this meme, and the meme was like, can you believe this guy? He withdrew and then he poured the sperm all over me, and unfortunately the sperm entered her eyes. So she was like, she nearly went blind. I couldn't laugh. I was like, desperation. Why can't you just spill it on the floor? Why do you have to spill it all over someone? So I just wanted to know that as much as the sperm can circulate her body, as much as the sperm can fill the floor, fill the walls, clean up the walls, paint the walls, that does not guarantee, or that does not give us 100% guarantee that the sperm is a quality sperm. It may actually be infertile. Yes. I understand that you may ejaculate and your semen is everywhere. It has painted the walls, it has painted the whole house. I don't care. That is not what actually matters. What matters is when we view this semen, what do we see? I told us in the last video that the sperm is contained in the semen. So the semen carries the sperm, right? So it means that you may ejaculate, and in your ejaculate, your semen will fill up a cup of water, they fill up a cup. But when we look at this semen through the eyes of a microscope, we may find out that the volume of sperm is so low. That is number one to consider when we talk about the quality of sperm. Volume. So, volume. How does volume matter? I thought just one sperm can do the magic. Yes, one sperm can actually do the magic, but if you saw the last video I put up there, you will find out that there are lots of mountains that this sperm have to walk past. There are lots of barriers that they have to break past. So if they're trying to walk their way through these barriers, through this mountains, through this difficulties, and we have scanty volume of sperm, scanty population of sperm, that's a very big problem. Alright, statistics have it that an average man should be able to expel about 11 million sperm cells at every ejaculation. Now, I'm not talking about people that masturbate every blessed day. Those ones, they are matters the ones, because I will still come to them. I'm talking about people that have a healthy sex lifestyle, a healthy sex life. Those are the people that I have business with right now. Alright, so number one is volume. So if you have a very scanty population of the sperm cells, that means there are high chances of those little population getting murdered by the cervical mucus and the different obstacles we find or we see in the pathway that leads to the egg. Egg the murderer. Number two is modality. So when we look at modality, we already know what modality is all about. Modality is about wagging tail. The sperm trying to move its tail, wag its tail. But that is not all. So now, the reason why your sperm may not wiggle its tail after it has been expelled, there are two reasons why. Number one reason is if this man ejaculates an already dead sperm cell. And number two is if the sperm in question does not have or does not contain the middle piece, which is where the mitochondria is located. So remember, mitochondria is the powerhouse and it is what strengthens the tail to wiggle. So that is the second one. So now, these two is as a result of certain glitches in structure. Glitches in structure and exposure to certain unfavorable conditions. So we look at the shape, for goodness sake. Now, just like a fish needs to have fin in order to swim, right? In order for the swimming journey of a fish to be very, very easy and seamless, right? So now, in the case of sperm cells, if they don't have the shape that they should have in order to be able to glide and slide through the vaginal canal all the way to the fallopian tube in order to fertilize an egg, they are going to be so slow and sluggish, and unfortunately enough, they may be killed and eliminated. So we don't know that. So the actual shape is this. You see how the head is? The head is narrowed up to the tip. And now we have a little mid-piece and the tail is so long. That's the actual shape. So some people have shapes that look so funny. Number 4, ability to pass through the cervical mucus. Now that is where we look at the alkalinic composition of this sperm. The sperm should be opposite of the pH value of the cervical mucus. The cervical mucus, actually the main reason why bacteria will not thrive, the main reason why you don't really have much problem with your mom. The main reason why you will not, I'm talking to the ladies now, the main reason why you will not have much problems with your cervix or with your vagina, but most times you're gonna have problems with your urinary tract, is because there are acids set in place to protect, to guard the vagina, to guard the cervix. So that acid is what we're talking about. Now you wear panties, and when you pull your panties, you find out that some places in your panties are kind of bleached. That is how acidic the cervical mucus can be. So sperms that don't have the right pH value, they're definitely going to be affected. So sperms are supposed to be alkalinic, while the cervical mucus is supposed to be very acidic. So the reasons why the actual alkalinic pH level of the sperm can be altered is if this man in question is feasting on acidic food or fruit or whatever. He's feasting on anything edible, or the acidic content is quite over the roof or somewhat over the roof. So if you are that man, take a correction. Now we go down to the fifth one. The fifth one, intact DNA. For your mom and your dad to give birth to you, they have to, the mom has to bring out half of her chromosome and the dad has to bring out half. So it's just gonna join together and then you are here. So in a situation where this DNA is compromised, the chromosomes are compromised. And what could lead to that? What could be that thing that, yes, there are certain things that can actually lead to that. And part of that certain things I'm talking of is radiation. If your dad or your mom works or happen to stay in a place that, where radioactive elements are emitted, then yes, it's going to reduce the chances of having a baby. It's going to reduce the chances of allowing fertilization to occur. So that is how it is. So now what could be done? What could be done? There are certain things that can actually be done to help, and it ranges from what you eat. It ranges from what mommy and what daddy has got to eat in order to give birth to you. So over to you. It ranges what you eat, from what you eat to activities that you carry out. Alright, So many people are just so don't care. They live sedentary lifestyle. They don't give a damn. You know, like, don't tell me how to live my life. It's not just about you. You're gonna give birth to a child, right? Or do you want to just be a celibate? I want to know. So, if at all you're gonna give birth to a child and you don't want to give birth to a child that is coming out looking like a non-human, then you just have to try harder. You've got to stop smoking. You've got to stop drinking alcohol, because all these things are what kind of it beats down the amount of sperm that you produce. Yes. And when I say you have to cut it down, now I don't mean the day you want to come together with your partner to have a child. That's the day you should not smoke. That's the day you should not drink. No, because actually, in that place where sperm is manufactured and produced, what happens is that sperm has a life cycle. So after 30 days, 30 to 40, 45 days of staying there without being used, that is when it dies off and another new cycle comes to play. So you have to try harder. Now we look at physical activities, all these youthful exuberance, they want to try out new things, they want to try out WWE latest moves from Batista, they want to try it out from John Cena, they want to try it out, and now, boom, the young one kicked the elder one in the penis and it's scrotum, and now you have to deal with the fact that this guy has gotten an injury that he will have to deal with like all the rest of his life, that he cannot even bring forth quality sperm anymore or bring forth sperm at all. So I just want to put it out there, every parent should be very careful, should be very vigilant. Look at the young ones, especially new kids. They are always hyperactive. I can attest to that. Because I have a younger brother, and of course, I have seen young boys doing their stuff. I was in the hospital in the children's ward when a guy walked in with a parent. This boy is about 8 years or 7. So he walked in with the parents and we were like, what's happening? So the parents were giving history of how it happened. So the guy was in school and he was the judge in the jungle, trying to do the judge in the jungle thing. So the guy climbed the mango tree and was trying to do the whole acrobatics, and boom, the guy fell. And with what we saw, it seemed as though the kidney has been affected. So we couldn't follow up the case because we had to refer them. So but that's just it for now. Now, apart from these juvenile causes, other causes can also be, you see people that ride bicycles, and you know that movement you make when you're riding your bicycles is actually, it poses a potential injury to the scrotum. So if at all anything happens and that the scrotum of this man in question is traumatized, I don't think that man is going to give out what we call quality sperm. So if you're riding bicycles, please be careful so you won't cause any injury to your scrotum. Be careful, especially if you are not so skilled and you're trying to do the whole skill, you're trying to show off. I don't think it's gonna go well with you. Now, we also look at people that place the laptop on their laps. Dear men, I know you want to place your laptop on your laps. You feel that placing the laptop on the table is girlish, is womanly. Now, let me tell you something. If you're the type that works on a laptop 24/7, like virtually all the time, you have to get a table where you place your laptop. the actual radiation that laptop emits is quite little or not much, but a certain study shows that when you keep getting yourself exposed to that little amount of radiation over time, that you do today, you're with your laptop and it's on your lap, tomorrow it's on your lap, next tomorrow it's on your lap, the whole month you're using your laptop and you place it on your lap. Study shows that you are going to be a victim of radiation, and you know what that means. Abnormal shaped sperms that are dead on ejaculation. So we don't want such creepy stories. We don't want our doctor telling us such creepy stories. No, we don't. So we come to the area of food. What do you eat? So I want you to understand that you have to eat more of fruit. And when we talk about fruit, please try to avoid fruit that will kind of increase or give your pH value a spike in the area of the acidic side. I mean, from 0 to 6 is acidic, then 7 is neutral, and 7 to blah 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 is alkaline. If you're interested in making your sperm quality work out, I mean in the good part, you have to try harder. You have to try very hard. Alright, so now this is more like a bonus. I'm just giving a little heads up here because I love you. I love you, man. I love you. So you have to start eating more of nuts. I mean, granite, almond nut. Try eating more of that and you have to thank me later. So foods that are rich in zinc, vitamin D, folate, that's iron, is going to do you lots of good in that aspect, right? And please don't drink too much of milk.